Welcome back to that time I got reincarnated as a gaijin. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 anime that you are not watching. I picked these off of my anime list and we're going to go through all of the synopses. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, motherfuckers. And here we go. Dark Moon. Ever since she was a young girl, Suha was told to hide her superhuman abilities to avoid getting mistaken for a vampire. Having been accused of being one and blamed for her childhood friend's death, Suha enrolls into an academy, a night school where supernatural beings such as vampires and werewolves allegedly cannot enter. At the academy, Suha soon encounters Healy, a student who offers friendship despite discovering her secret. Healy introduces Suha to his close friends, John, Jin, Shion, Jaka, Noah, and Salon, who all have different powers as well. But their connection seems to run deeper than just that. They are curiously drawn to her, feeling as if they would do anything she wishes. In light of a recent murder that is said to be the work of a vampire, Healy and his friend's history unsettlingly slowly unravels. While the seven boys try to shield Suha from the world of the supernatural, she inevitably gets entangled in the centuries old rivalry between vampires and werewolves. As tensions intensify, Suha realizes that she may be closer than ever to creatures that she hated the most. Number 2, Sentenced to be Hero. Hero is the worst punishment in the world. Those convinced of heinous crimes are sentenced to become heroes and forced to enter the mandatory military service in the war against the demon lords. These convicts are not even allowed to die. If killed, they will be resurrected to fight another day. Hero Xylo Forbats, former head of the Order of the Holy Knights, leads a penal unit of deplorables fighting on the front lines. It is in these direst of circumstances that he meets Tio Rita, one of the world's strongest weapons. When every last enemy has been defeated, you are to shower me in praise and pat my head. Wow. In order to survive and take revenge on those who wronged him, he makes a pact with the goddess and launches headfirst into a maelstrom of war and intrigue. As for the weaves, for sure. Frieren season 2. I'm really glad it's back. I love the slow pace of the show and the characters and the world building. Please, if you haven't seen Frieren season 1, watch it because it is really good. Getting into Fate Strange. Fake centers around an imperfect copy of a Grail War based on the third Holy Grail War in Fuyuki. Following the conclusion of the Third Grail War, a US based organization with the Magi distinct from the London based Mage Association used data from Fuyuki's Grail War to plan their own ritual. 70 years later, they used the city of Snowfield as the sacred land for their own Grail War, using their Grail War to do their own Grail War. However, they were unable to successfully replicate every aspect of the ritual, resulting in it acting only as an imitation that has lost the saber class and allowed for the summoning of strange servants due to the blurring of the definition of a hero. Rongdal and his pupil, Faldius, have been dispatched by the Mages Association to investigate the city and the state of war. Faldius, a U.S. organization spy, has Rongdal sniped upon his arrival. Wow. Despite knowing that Rongdal is a puppet, he declares that their Holy Grail War has been in development and is real, causing a commotion at the clock tower that he wishes to advertise the project to the association. Ooh, that's heavy. That is deep. That sounds like Fate. Number 5 is Trigun Season 2. The modern adaptation of Trigun is back. So is Johnny Youngbosch and all the young modernization 3D effects that are going crazy right now at Studio Orange. Please, if you haven't seen Trigun Season 1, or Part 1 rather, please make sure that you do because it is fire. Getting into Golden Kamui's last season, I need to catch up on Golden Kamui. But long story short, it follows Saichi Sugimoto, a Russo Japanese war veteran, on his quest to find hidden Ainu gold. It's like hidden mountain gold, aided by a young Ainu girl, a Sirpa, amidst the backdrop of the early 20th century Hokkaido. Really funny. I think it's something a lot of people don't know about Golden Kamuy. Is that just really, really funny. I suggest you watch it, just like all these. Number seven, In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. Every time Yoi Takaguchi so much as lets out a sigh, her female classmates squeal in admiration and awe. She has been dubbed the school's prince by virtue of her boyishly attractive appearance and casual disposition. However, she chooses to be indifferent towards the attention she receives and spends her days normally, that is, until the school's other prince, Kohaku Ichimura, waltzes into her life and calls her beautiful. Kohaku is nothing like a prince. He acts thoughtlessly and does as he pleases, but when he compliments her, Yoi feels flustered, and the way he looks at her gets her all nervous. He's the first boy to acknowledge her as a girl, and her attempts to distance herself prove futile as he seems to have set his sights on her. Aww. While Yoi keeps telling herself that it's nothing serious, even though she cannot completely ignore the stir Kohaku causes in her heart. Shit. I need to watch more romance anime. That's so sweet. Noble reincarnated, born blessed. Noah, the world's strongest 6-year old, holds the fortunate position of being the 13th prince of the Emperor. Born with an infinite level cap and a cheat skill that allows him to add the abilities of those he commands to his own, he is unmatched. Reincarnated into a noble family, Noah thrives in an environment enriched with exceptional education and an abundant resources, allowing his talents to blossom. However, being behind glamorous facades of aristocratic society lurks a world of conspiracies and power struggles. Wow, that sounds actually really good. Shiba playing death games to put food on the table. Yuki wakes up to find herself in an unfamiliar manner, wearing a maid uniform and lying on a luxurious bed. Soon she discovers 5 more girls, all dressed the same as her. This is the ghost house, and the only way they can survive is to make it through the traps that lie in wait. Deadly games full of blowguns, buzzsaws, locked rooms, and weapons. It's a hopeless, terrifying situation for everyone there. Well, everyone except for Yuki. After all, this is her career at 17. Do you think that's odd? She would agree. But that's how some people are. They even earn their living playing death games. Well, that is spooky. Top of the list for sure. And then last at 10, we have Journal of the Witch. I saved this one last because it seems like the most adult and something that I think I'm going to have a good time watching. Journal with Witch. 35-year-old novelist Makio Kudai never had a good relationship with her older sister Minori, who always berated her for being different. Due to this, Makio is not stricken with grief upon hearing the news that Minori and her husband died in a car crash. But when Makio is asked to identify their bodies, she runs into her 15-year-old niece, Asa Takumi, whom she had not seen in years. Struggling to process her parents' death, Makio reassures Asa that her complicated feelings are valid and suggests that the teenagers start writing in a diary as a way to cope with the loss. Upon learning that no other relatives wanted to take in Asa, Makio decides to become her guardian despite her lack of experience. In a world of uncertainty, the novelist and teenager must learn to live with each other while figuring themselves out. That is like you can make a movie, like a really nice live action movie out of that. And I think that was perfect. I'll save that one for last because I think that one is just going to be really special. Let me know out of all of these which one you're looking forward to the most. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't most excited for Frieren, just because that is an amazing show. I'm gonna have another scripted video for y'all here soon. I just wanted to get something else out pretty quickly, talking about current events, just because I know that always does good for the algorithm. Like, share, subscribe, hype, all that bullshit. Ta! I'll see you next time.